Hi, YouTubers and fans of the mine here. Some of you have been following me along for about a year, and this is probably the first time most of you have seen my face, but I figured it's time to come on out and introduce myself right and proper. And every superhero needs an origin story, or supervillain. You can decide later. But here's who I am, and this is what I do. I'm the one most of you have known as Chris Adams for the last year or so. And spoiler alert, not my real name. I adopted that name out here at the mines because at the time I had a day job with a security clearance, and I didn't need the hassle from people who were going to be all upset at the fact that I took these mines over. I didn't know what kind of reception I'd receive when I came out as the owner, so I masked my identity with the name Chris Adams, which, for those of you who are not in the know, which would be most people, was the name of Yul Brynner's character in The Magnificent Seven, the one I've used as my icon screenshot for so long. So the job is now almost over. I'm retiring. My paperwork's filed. They can't do a darn thing to me, even if there was a problem, which there hasn't been, because the response and the reception from the mine exploring community and others has just been fantastic and more supportive than I could have ever dreamed. So just going forward from here, the real name's Ross. We'll go with that from now on. Yep, that's my real name, Ross. You can ignore the Chris Adams, or you can keep calling me Chris if it makes you feel better, but it is confusing people, so I'll give you that option. I'm coming away from the Chris Adams because it's not a problem, not an issue anymore. Yeah. Behind me you can see some of the Tacopa mines. Noonday behind me. It's at the top of the Columbia right now. It's my new house. This is where I live. Moved out here full time now, so got the office trailer behind me, recreational trailer to live in, Toyota storage containers for storing stuff, back behind the old Grant shaft, the Columbia shaft. And I'm now living out here on solar power. I've got Starlink, I've got propane coming in, and all the creature comforts of home, and a lot more dirt. So people always wonder, where do you come from? Why do you buy this place? No, let me just put that out here once and for all, if you don't mind, because everybody wants to know, and frankly, it gets old to explain it. I mean, I've been in federal, state, and local fire and law enforcement work for well over 30 years now, other than a short stint as an attorney, which really didn't work out. Being a lawyer is no fun. Being a cop was fun. Being a firefighter, paramedic was fun. But at the end of it, it was just time to retire, time to give it a rest. Mandatory retirement kicks in first. So I was looking at some retirement property, something nice and off-grid. I spent most of my last 30 years in Detroit, Washington, D.C., and New Orleans. I just wanted to be as far away from any of those places as I could get without actually falling in the Pacific Ocean or getting too close to Los Angeles. So these mines popped up for sale on some little ad I spotted when I was surfing the web a couple years ago. I contacted the owner, said, hey, tell me more, because I'd never heard of the place. And he sent me some information. Sounded too good to be true. I came out and took a look. What a surprise, it was true. Better than I expected. So after about a year of going back and forth, I became the new owner in December. My goal is to basically preserve these mines, restore them, show them off to people who want to see them, and just kind of pay homage to the people that built them and worked them, and not only these mines, but other mines similar in the area. War Eagle Mine, Noonday Mine, Columbia, and Grant were fantastic producers, from the late 1800s up to 1957, even a little bit of contract mining, lease work done in the Columbia in the 60s. These mines provide a lot of the lead, silver, zinc, iron, and copper for World Wars I and II and the Korean conflict. And a lot of people worked in them over the 82 years they were in operation. They had their own steam train, they had their own little camps and villages, and the town of Tacopa probably owes its existence to this place. Well, fast forward now, some 70 odd years into the future. Mines have been closed. Every last person who's worked here has pretty much passed on. And I've become the new owner of, basically these acres and the 20 miles of mine tunnels beneath this. There's a lot of history here and a lot of stories to tell, and it's in danger of being forgotten, so I want to do something about that. Hence the journey I've taken on here, bringing this place back to life and keeping it safe and secure for folks who really want to see it, while keeping the vandals and the thieves and the arsonists and everybody else out. Because these mines have suffered the ravages of a lot of those folks, especially in the last couple of decades with social media, letting everybody know where they're at. Now, one other thing about me is that somewhere along the way during my career, I had a little workplace accident, and see it there? Yeah, steel and plastic foot. That's right. I am the one-legged miner here. Actually, I got 2 legs. One's store-bought now. But as a below-the-knee amputee, I'm not affected in pretty much any way by the work I have to do out here. I can still run, jump, and climb with the best of them for my age. And it doesn't slow me down or stop me. In fact, one of the reasons I want to come up with that too is I want to let my fellow amputees out there, especially some of the newer ones, know that, hey, just because you get a limb replaced, it's not the end of the world. You can do anything you want. I choose to go up and down these 600-foot, 100-year-old ladders. I choose to rappel. I choose to climb rock. I can do this stuff. It doesn't slow me down a bit. In fact, most people who see me until, they see the leg itself, they don't know. So, you can do this too, folks. I still fly planes with the leg. I scuba dive with the leg. I have run the Army 10 miler, actually a year after losing the leg, and still run to this day. So, the only limitation at the end of the day really is yourself. And honestly, the only thing the leg screws up for me is my golf game and my bowling. I was never really terribly good at either of those in the first place, so not an issue. But I wanted to take those minutes and come out and introduce myself. I am Chris Adams, yes, but I'm also Ross, the one-legged miner, the fabled amputee of the Tecopa Range here. Owner of these wonderful mines, and just as active and fit as anybody else you're going to see around here. And over the coming times, you'll see me out here, and along with Merida, the one-legged mine dog, three-legged mine dog, I'm sorry, she's missing one, kind of like myself. Say hi to the people, Merida. Yep. Merida, they tricked me into taking on a couple years ago with a rescue I was working with. She had a limb amputated. She came in out of northern Louisiana, teeth missing, leg gone, a lot of other injuries. And they talked me into taking her for 3 weeks while the amputation healed up. So I didn't want another dog. I didn't want that dog, but I took the dog on for 3 weeks. Okay, just 3 weeks, that's it, no more. It's been almost 4 years. She's a part of the family. She's probably one of the best dogs I've ever had. And couldn't imagine life without her. So, yep. One-legged miner and the three-legged dog. We are the pair out here, and we travel around. We've been down to Mexico and across the country a few times. And life is good. Life is what you make of it. And me and Merida, we've got a good thing going on here. We've also picked up a new dog called Cleo. It's actually off the site now because Cleo is the most obedient dog right now, and she's off running around. She has 4 legs, no brain, and she's the one you'll see down in the mines with me a lot of times. She loves to go down the mine, and you'll be seeing both of us on the videos in the near future, and we'll be doing a lot more work down here in the mines and a lot more videos, and got to get these things going and try to monetize this because, hey, timbers are expensive, and these mines need a lot of work after 70 years, so I'm here to do the work. Basically all it takes is time and money, and I got all the time in the world. So volunteers are always welcome out here, guests are always welcome out here, donations are always accepted out here. But long story short, as long as people care about the history, we can save it and preserve it here. So we'll be back in touch with y'all later.